We have some new details tonight on the flooding left behind by Tropical Storm Idalia. Some local leaders want to make sure that the flooding does not happen after the next storm. WECT's Zach Solon heard from one group about the work to improve infrastructure. Now, Zach, they said now it doesn't take a major hurricane to inundate towns here in the southeastern part of the state.
That's right, John. The American Flood Coalition works with local, state, and federal leaders to identify projects that can fight off flooding and then help to secure funding for those projects. I'm told the key to limiting impacts is to plan ahead for future storms. Tropical Storm Idalia brought heavy rains and flooding to southeastern North Carolina, inundating parts of downtown Whiteville for days. Tony McEwen with the American Flood Coalition says this is why it's crucial for local leaders to stay ahead of the storm.
This is a perfect example. It doesn't take a full-on, full-fledged hurricane to cause a direct hit in North Carolina for there to be significant issues not only along the coast but inland. And so what we try to do is this is yet another opportunity for us to stress the need that the state, local governments, and the federal government as well needs to invest on the front end of these disasters.
While the financial impacts of the storm are still coming into focus, McEwen says flooding can cause some of the biggest problems.
Flooding is the costliest natural hazard that we face in North Carolina and that we face in America. And we need to have a state and federal response that is on par with how big of a risk it is.
McEwen says the coalition has worked with flood-prone communities like Whiteville to help lessen the impact of future storms.
In particular in Whiteville, we've been working over the course of the last few months and several months going forward to provide free assistance to them, help them identify projects that will make a difference in their flood concerns, their flood risk in that area, help them understand where they can go after and get federal funds, state funds to make a difference.
He says there is also a new grant program included in the state budget that, if passed, would help leaders to prepare for flooding on major roads.
We're hoping that sees its way across the finish line, and that would be an additional $25 million or more that communities like Whiteville could go after to improve their transportation arteries.
Business owners in Whiteville tell us they hope something can be done to limit the impact of future storms. We'll keep you updated on that grant program if and when the General Assembly passes a budget. Zach Solon, WECT News.
Shooting